Hello, ladies. All right, so today we are going to talk about forgiveness. It is a powerful word, but some of us truly challenge with it. So you might need a beverage for this one. As Mark Twain said, forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds from the heels that crushed it. And we've all been crushed. We've all hurt people and we've all been hurt, especially at this stage of our life. It could be an ex, it could be a best friend, it could have been a frenemy, it could have been your parents, it could have been yourself, and probably all of the above at some level. But forgiveness, as we all know at this stage of our lives, and we've all probably even said the words, that we drink the poison. It is not them. And that's the truth. But yet, even though that's true, we still struggle with it. It still can be really challenging. And forgiveness is not about forgetting. No one's ever asking anybody to, per se, forget what somebody has done to them. But we hold ourselves in bondage and in chains, and we don't allow space for something new to come in, because that negativity takes up so much space and is so toxic. The amount of health issues that people have from being highly negative people and for going against the grain and not allowing forgiveness in their life, it is radical. As Louise Hay says, our issues are in our tissues. And that is the truth. So many health ailments, not all, come from stress and not forgiving people. We are all imperfect. I am imperfect. You are imperfect. And we're all here to live different versions and different stories and have different lessons. We are here to have karmic people in our lives. We are here to pay off karmic debt. We are here in the school of life to learn, grow, heal, and expand. And it's not always easy. And there's tremendous health benefits to forgiveness. Peace of mind, emotional freedom, improving your mental health, having that expansiveness to welcome in other things into your life of new possibilities, more positive relationships. It allows you to reclaim and focus on personal growth and happiness. You feel better in general when we just allow this stuff to happen. But sometimes we're just so heavily tied to the wrong that somebody did us. We wear it like a badge of honor. And girlfriend, you and I both know that doesn't serve you. That does not serve you at all. It doesn't. It doesn't change what happened. It doesn't help you going back to old movie theaters that of the past and replaying those emotions like they were, and because your nervous system doesn't know the difference. So it replays it over and over and over again as if it had happened yesterday, that day. And we just mess with the system. We mess with being in the current moment. We rob ourselves of joy and happiness. I am very fortunate that it's just, I guess, the way that I'm designed. I forgive people pretty easily. I don't forget, but I do find forgiveness pretty easily. And I have had people hurt me physically, emotionally, in all kinds of different ways. And I'm sure that you have too. But I wasn't going to be their prisoner. I wasn't going to be the prisoner of that, you know? So, one of the things that you can do is unhook yourself from it. I want you to think about one moment at a time and think about that moment that has you hooked into it, that you are struggling to forgive. As if it's like a bail hook, like you would a pitchfork, that you would do hay with. And it's stuck in your stomach and in your core. And I want you to visualize that moment and that you're unhooking it from you, that you're whipping that pitchfork out, and the pain, and yell and scream and do whatever noises that you need to release it out of your body, to set it free once and for all. And say, no more. I release myself from this. I release myself from this pain. And do it for everything that has held you hostage, that has robbed you of your joy. And think about who you are without it. And focus on who you are now without it. And all of those things that you've just whipped out of you. You lock the doors to those movie theaters and you don't go back to them anymore. You move forward with your life. You move forward with your joy and your happiness. Because that's the life you're here to experience. Those lessons you've had, those experiences you've had for a reason. And if sometimes you're still not sure why, then maybe sit and journal. What did you learn from them? What did you experience them? Sometimes the things that are the most painful have the deepest lessons or help us grow tremendously. They have massive gifts to them. And I'm not saying everything always feels that way. But it is really important that we, at this stage of our lives, heal as many wounds from the past as we can. And it starts with even forgiving ourselves. Forgive yourself if you treat yourself harshly and judge yourself harshly. Forgive yourselves for the mistakes that you maybe had, that maybe you were involved in a third party, that you weren't always a good person, or you weren't always the best mom, or you weren't always the best coworker, or you weren't always the best wife, or whatever it is, or you weren't always the best person to yourself, that you weren't the best friend that you truly needed yourself to be. Forgive yourself. Because here's the good news. Every day is a clean slate. Every moment in time is a clean slate. Nothing has been written in the next 15 minutes from now. You're going to decide what happens in those next 15 minutes. You're going to decide the next 30 minutes, next hour, next 5 hours, next 5 days, next 5 months, and so forth. But holding on to all of that stuff is never going to serve you where you want to go. So in this moment, please, I hope you commit to doing this, because you're so worth it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it will be well worth it. I can tell you that much. So I know you've got this. I know you've got this. Now go set yourself free.